Join us right now with a different take on the tax proposals from Harris and Donald Trump. He's Ben Harrison. He is he founded Tenacity Venture Capital after his time at New Enterprise Associates. Good morning to you.
Thanks for having me.
So you're on the other side of this.
I mean, I'm not strongly on the other side. I think both of our parties are doing a terrible job. But I'm particularly scared with a lot of the Democratic proposals around not just capital gains, but the idea that you would tax unrealized capital gains.
Right.
That would be crushing, is likely going to be struck down, so I don't know if it's even worth the conversation. But this is all just pablum for the proletariat. This is just like throwing stuff out on how we're going to soak the rich to make people that aren't yet rich feel better. And they're going to crush. If they pass these, you know, on the one hand, she says, hey, we're going to take your ability to deduct startup business expenses from $5K to $50K.
Right.
Thank you very much. But then if you ever make any money, we're going to take it all back from you, even if you haven't been paid. Like, imagine that you start a business, you raise some money, now your business is worth more, and you have to pay on that? With what?
Let me ask you a question. Where do you land? We've talked a lot on this broadcast, including with Ro Khanna, you probably saw, of this idea that the best approach may very well not be, and I think I'm in agreement here, clearly, with taxing unrealized gains. I think it creates all sorts of complications. There are lots of people, though, that have had great success that effectively take loans against those unrealized shares and never pay taxes on them, or are able to push out the tax bill for a considerable amount of time.
Sure.
You think that's fair?
Buy, borrow, and die. I mean, it's a reality we live in. I know this is a total sort of...
But I guess my question to you is, would you say that piece of it needs to be fixed?
I don't know how you can, because you punish other people. It's like we have free speech. That allows people to say hateful things, and as long as they don't cross the line, they get to do it. But that means we all get to have free speech. If you start to crush people of wealth for certain practices, then you crush everybody else for the same thing. Why? How would you fix that?
Well, here the distinction on that front is that most people, literally 99% of the American public, can't do that. Right? They can't afford to do that. It's impossible. So they're in a different. It's like a whole different universe. It's a different world. So when you say, you know, it would crush everybody. First of all, it wouldn't crush everybody. But the other piece is, you know, it wouldn't even affect everybody.
My issue is always the same. I don't have a strong confidence that we can understand the unintended consequences. So when we pass legislation to continue to, like, I was fascinated by, you know, this new whatever it is, the efficiency council that Trump wants to pull off. Seems like a great idea. I'm not saying I'm a Trump fan. I'm going to vote the same independent way I've always voted.
But if you were to just look at policies...
Which is how, by the way?
Oh, I just write in Bloomberg, because of the last two elections I've been so disgusted by choices, I'm disgusted.
If you were to vote, let's say Trump was not a mean tweeter and, you know, didn't know Stormy Daniels. It just purely based on policies, is there anyone in the right mind that is pro-business that would come down? We found 88 guys. I mean, half of them, you can find them every 4 years.
What do you say? What do you do?
You can find the same four. Goldman Sachs was, do you know what it's based on?
The liberal bastion that is Goldman Sachs.
It was based on not closing the border, and it was based on not deporting the 13 million aliens. If you think that that's worth it in terms of a couple of points in GDP, that's fine. A lot of people think it costs money not to allow illegal. Okay, so I would rather... If it's a half point less GDP, fine. Shut the southern border, deport all these people that came in illegal. The other thing,
that's like a policy choice about
it's not at all what it is. Goldman Sachs, and who knows with Goldman?
Fine,
immigration. But if you're going to say GDP,
you either take it as an economic issue or you don't. Either then we could be talking about abortion.
You want to leave the southern border open?
I don't want to leave the southern border open, but I want to find a way to get but I'd like to find a way to get more of those people into the system in a legal way.
GDP will be hurt if you don't. If you do.
Well, the question is there a way to do it in a different way? And
what's the difference? Well, both parties have done the same thing. I mean, everybody gave Trump a hard time for his policies on the border, and then they all continue. But nobody gives them a hard time.
But just in general, raising capital gains, raising corporate tax rate, doing unrealized gains, price controls. No business leader in their right mind, except 88 outliers that we can find for a story, believes that.
Well, the price controls thing is crazy. I mean, I didn't realize I'd moved to Cuba.
It's all crazy.
But if that's where I am, then I guess I'll smoke more cigars. It's just insane. You can't, businesses are highly logical, functioning organizations that have to compete with other businesses. Prices aren't controlled by the fact that the U.S. government tells us what we can charge for corn or hamburger meat. They're controlled by the fact that you're in a competitive market. Whole Foods is worried about Trader Joe's. Whole Foods will match prices from Trader Joe's if you ask them to, because Trader Joe's prices are significantly higher. And that's a pretty elite grocery store, right?
You got some of the smartest people in the world that went to great risk, personal risk, like Bill Ackman and Elon Musk and Joe Lonsdale, some of the smartest guys in the world, are willing to go out and know that they're going to get like I get, all this backlash for supporting a rapist insurrectionist, because it's so clear that the policies aren't even close. And if you, as a person that understands business and understands the economy, I think it's shameful. Vinod Khosla?
What do you say what do you say, though, to the people who say, look, rule of law should be the game? No. This
like lawfare, like calling Facebook and saying don't put the laptop in any of your articles, that kind of.
No, like the rule of law, like what happened on January 6th.
Giving a speech and then they go.
Yes, you want to defend it? Go for it. Go to defend January 6th and call me.
That's all you got.
Would you like to? I mean, would you?
You got that in Russian collusion.
But we have a country that's allowed to elect its president on a popular vote. I mean, I get that we have a system that's slightly off from that. And as I said, not supporting either candidate, but we will get the candidate that people want. And that is going to be the law of the
litigated,
land. That's life.
And the people, and they don't have to go hide after they vote for Trump. They don't have to go in shame and hide for voting for an insurrectionist.
It is amazing. In California, like when Trump was elected the first time, I know one guy that admitted he voted for Trump. It doesn't matter how you vote in California, let's face it. So my write-in vote is just my tiny little protest because it is irrelevant. I could vote however I want. It will not impact a thing.
But if you had to vote then?
I will still write in Bloomberg. I wish he was more effective as a speaker to common people, and he could have been elected. I think Romney could have done a great job. Romney's probably the only honest politician I've ever seen. These people, by and large, are lying.
That's what I would say. Like what I've seen with people laying out their plans, with the two candidates laying out their plans this time, it is offering more and more money to try and buy your vote.
It's just pandering. It's ridiculous. Everything Biden did, pandering, which got ruled illegal. Right. Oh, let me throw a couple $1 trillion to student loans. Why would I want to do that? Oh, wait, there's a lot of votes there.
Right.
But look, even Reagan sort of gave citizenship to a lot of Mexican Americans and got a lot of that support. So it's happened across both parties. It will always happen. It's a pathetic pandering. It is sad. But it is, look, our system sucks, but it's still the best in the world. So we live here.